Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, um, let's just kind of get some annoying out the way now. Amy Johnson, and the reason why I'm saying it like that is because she says something that really irked the living hell out of me. And it may be minuscule to some people, but let me explain why this irked me so much. So, she sits down, and by the way, what happened to her character, and I'm going to explain that towards the end. So she comes in, Charlie, she sits down, and she just starts talking to Brooklyn. Never mind that Nicholas is sitting right there. She just invites herself. Okay? And then she starts talking about some guru or something, and she's like, this guy is being a sleazebag, and she's like, well, that's how all guys are. Really? I had to re-record this, by the way, because I was really livid. Apparently it didn't go away. But, I was like, really? Now, granted, this is the same type of woman that if a guy did say something sexist, she'll be the first person to sit there and call him out. But yet she has no problem saying a sexist remark herself. And shame on the writers for actually even putting that out there. Shame on them. I was literally disgusted by that comment. If I came out my mouth and I said something sexist, the subscribers that watch my reviews would have a field day. And you know what? They'll be right. Because at that point, I'll be a sexist pig. So yeah, it really irked me when she came out and said what she said. Also, what happened to her character? When I first used to watch it, when I first restarted watching the show, she came across as the busybody, gossip in everyone's business, and kind of a Karen. And then Nathan needed a storyline because Maxie left, and her character got better. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And then they kicked her to the wayside and only used her whenever the nurse's balls was rolling around. And I was like, okay. And now she comes back, and she is the same annoying-ass woman that I first started watching her and didn't like her. So, awesome. Great job for that. Long story short, she's badgering Brooklyn about singing again. And she just starts going on and on and on and on. And then she starts singing, and at that point, I just muted it. And granted, here's the thing. She actually did have a nice voice. I just didn't care because of what she said. So it just went on deaf ears at that point. But, Brooklyn apparently is going to use her for something. I don't know if she's going to be using her for a voice or something. And you know what? I would normally feel bad for Amy because she has this innocent look on her face. But after the comment that she said, I don't care. Let's talk about Lulu and Jackie T something. I think it's, you know what, honestly touch you if I don't care. Jackie something. The woman that used to play Natalia, or Natalie, I think the woman that used to play Emily, is back. And by the way, what happened to her voice? I don't know if that's just good acting, but she really changed her voice, and to be honest, I almost couldn't recognize her. Especially with the voice and everything. But anyway, she was there talking to Lulu. Nothing really transpired that really happened from that, except for towards the end that Robert recognized her. I don't know what her character is going to be like, but she didn't really show it in this episode. So I guess we'll just have to wait. Where the hell is my damn water at? Let's talk about Ulbrich and the doctor. The doctor's name that just escapes me. So pretty much what it really comes down to it is that Ulbrich is using his doctor to get revenge on not just Peter, but Anna. And when Ulbrich was like, well, you know what, I want to sit there and get revenge on Anna, the doctor was like, whoa, wait, I didn't sign up for that. But then Ulbrich used her, well, Ulbrich used the fact that the doctor liked her to convince him that it was a good idea to just get revenge on pretty much all parties. And, you know, to be fair, like, when the doctor was like, listen, you know, she's an outstanding agent, this, that, and the third, and Ulbrich was like, listen, she has some skeletons in her closet, in her closet or whatever. Like, she was a double agent, you know, she was blindly, you know, just letting Peter set her up. So, she's not exactly the pillar of, like, justice and truth, you know, that the agency makes her out to be. And you can just tell, once the doctor left, like, she just had that look of disgust, like, ugh, I didn't even actually have to put myself through that. That's the look that Ulbrich had. But, you know what? Good for Ulbrich, you know? Because on the far side of Port Charles, you have, once again, Anna Smith there trying to convince Finn to have a relationship with his father. And I'm like, you know, she keeps trying to go on and on and on about this. It's good for your daughter, this, that, and the third. I'm like, you know what? Maybe you should just drop it. Like, some things are just, they're either going to work or they're not. Like, you're either going to have a relationship with somebody or you're not. The constantly keeps it there just butting in and just constantly, like, trying to force this relationship. It just, for me, it just got annoying. And, to be honest, I can understand where Finn is coming from. You know? It's easy from the outside for people to sit there and look at that and be like, oh, you should just let it go so long ago. But, like, hurt is hurt, you know? Stop trying to butt in his relationship with his dad and just let him rock, you know? But anyway, Robert came in, and I honestly tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie, it was the same song and dance of, oh, you know, Peter's this and Peter's that, and I'm going to sit there and expose Peter, and you know, Anna just wasn't having it, and I gotta be honest, even Finn was like, you are sounding like a broken record, you know, let Anna just decide for herself how she wants to handle her relationship with Peter, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just rolled my eyes and started looking at my phone after a while, because it was the same nonsense, and honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't think anything really came from it, except for the fact that, Robert recognized Jackie, the person that Lulu was talking to. Apparently she has ties in Port Charles a little bit, or at least she knows people, like she knows Luke, and, you know, I guess by extension she knows Lulu, or at least by reputation. Now let's get to this whole Ned and Olivia, because I'm not gonna lie, Ned is... First of all, please don't let Ned speak for every man on this planet, because Ned is just handling this in the worst sort of way. First of all, he got drunk, and so did Alexis, by the way, so I guess she's, you know, back drinking again, which I didn't really mention before, because she was actually drinking at the bar. So anyway, they got drunk, they hooked up, and they woke up both with a screaming headache of a hangover. I do not miss hangovers. But anyway, they're sitting there talking, and, you know, Ned is all, like, feeling guilty, and he's like, what is going on? And, you know, like, I can't believe I did that, and, you know, I love my wife, this, that, and the third, and, you know, just don't say anything. And, of course, Alexis wasn't going to say anything anyway. So, you know, on the other side of the town, you got Olivia sitting there talking to Monica about their relationship and stuff like that, and, you know, they've been butting heads and stuff like that, and Olivia feels guilty for the fact that, like, she left when Ned needed her the most, but she left for a good reason, for her son. Ned was being a selfish jackass, and she did what she had to do, and to be honest, I totally support her. So, when Ned came back, and she's, you know, they were talking, Ned and Olivia were talking, Ned was all like, oh well, yeah, I know exactly what you were doing. You were cheating on me with Robert, and I'm like, whoa, bro, you 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 really want to actually? Those are the words you actually want to say to her? You're cheating on me with Robert? Are you? I'm sitting there just looking like, is he serious? 5 minutes ago, you were just sitting there talking about how you made a really bad mistake with hooking up with Alexis, but you want to sit there and chastise her on her supposed cheating with with Robert on you? First of all, bro, let's just sit there and say, even if she did, we're just gonna sit there and sweep it under the rug of what you just didn't do, like what you did. Second of all, you have no proof other than a hotel credit card or whatever, like the hotel room that called you up to sit there and tell you about some charges and stuff. I don't know what is going on with Ned, but like, 1 minute Ned is not gonna lie, he's being a jackass in General Hospital. And then on days, he's actually being the less whiny person and just kind of being more of a better person on days. Can we find a way to fuse these two? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling Ned's character in this episode. Just like, and while we're going, let's talk about Ryan Chamberlain and Ava. Long story short, Ryan knows about what Julian did because of the letter that was sent to Ryan from Ned. I mean from Nell. And so now Ava's like, oh crap, you know? And Ryan's like, listen, so if you want me to keep my mouth shut, you're gonna have to just, visit me once a week. And like, actually pretend that you care, that you want to see me. And at first Ava's like, no, that's not going to happen. And of course, Ryan's like, okay, cool. So, I guess you could just kind of pick out what kind of casket you want for your brother, because when Sonny finds out, it's not going to be good. And so, Ava's like, alright, fine, I'll do it. And Nicholas comes in, and Nicholas is like, yo, you don't have to talk to this guy. And then when Nicholas walks out, Ryan's like, listen, since I don't like sharing, why don't you just divorce him too? You could just divorce Nicholas and, we could be good. So that's where it leaves off at. And since I re-recorded this, and I didn't say this before, let's quickly talk about Michael, Carly, and Willow. Because I'm not going to lie, their scenes really just kind of didn't matter. The only thing that I really got from that is that Carly is like really inserting herself into Michael's love life, and I don't really understand why. And it's really sad because I didn't really see how controlling or how how much of a meddler that Carly is in Michael's life. And Brock TV actually, he's the person that, was talking about in his review, and I was like, you know what? I never looked at it like that. Now, granted, she wasn't being so, trying to get them together or whatever. It was pretty much she was just listening to what Willow was saying about how she was confused. She originally married Michael to keep Wiley in Michael's life, and now it's turning into something else. And also, they she told Carly about, she was going to be adopting Wiley. And, talking about Michael and stuff like that. And Carly was like, listen, just follow your heart and whatever happens, happens. And then she leaves. And then Michael and Willow are going to be talking. And honestly, like I said, it really didn't go anywhere. And their scenes really weren't that important, to be honest. And I feel like there's so much other stuff that happened. Yeah, I think I actually reset it already. I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had to re-record this twice. I was so, I'm not gonna lie, I was really livid about what Amy said about calling all men sleazeballs or something like that. I was like, wow, you sexist. But yeah, I think I kind of covered the major parts, and yeah, so that's actually gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this kind of came out super late, but I'm actually off tomorrow, so this should come out a lot earlier. Probably after 3 o'clock, since it around sometime around 4 or something. But yeah, it should come out normal time tomorrow. So anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this whole Brooklyn using Amy for, I don't know, her voice or something. But just let me know what you think of the storyline in general. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. I will catch you in the next review.